It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B-Ron. Alongside me is my co-host Yells. Good morning, man. Happy pre-Friday. How you doing? Good to see
Let's call it Thursday a Thursday. I stand by that. I love Fridays, but I do love Thursdays. But today you can call us Two Take Jake. That's behind the scenes story that just happened.
you. That's fine.
Doing good this
Look,
morning,
look,
D.
man.
Ron.
What can you do? Or what can you do? Well, look, stay tuned, everyone, because we do have a guest joining us this morning. We have Taz Journey from
Yeah,
Queen City Kings joining us, so it'll be later in the show. Look forward to that.
absolutely.
But first, let's jump into the show proper, shall we? Talking about the Philadelphia Elite. They've looked really good these last couple of games, and they extended their win streak last night in training trades while stopping the trades win streak in the process. We saw Defet Towns there get a layup to go, and here we'll see Monty Parson working on Jason Crosser.
And he had
Type of
Jason.
stat, no problem.
He had his number all night long. He was not concerned about the height disparity. He went to work on him. But I think that they look at them getting a hand on the ball there. The calling card here for Philadelphia is defense, man. It did not look so great in the first half, but they pulled it together in the second.
Yeah, exactly. And Orland Mock here picking the pocket of the Fed Towns and going all the way coast to coast himself.
That's AJ
Again,
Frost, my
AJ
man.
Frost.
That's
AJ Frost?
AJ Frost.
Oh, okay.
Give my man his props because I do firmly believe that he probably belongs in more of the Defender of the Year discussions.
Yeah.
You got your Gabe Popes, you got your Orland Mocks. Of course, everybody sees Josiah Cook and Jermaine Owens on with the blocks per game. But AJ Frost gets after it. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, 100%. That was a really, really good game
it was.
for the Elite. In the second half, like you said, their defense really came alive in that second half. Um, is it time? Is it time to start taking them more seriously than maybe some people were heading into the year? Because I believe coming into the year, I said that I thought they were going to be much better than they were last season. So I was already kind of on that train, so to speak. Just speaking personally, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's time. I mean, I like them. The media bias, whatever. I have teams I like. I like the way. If I like the way you play, I like the way you play. I
Yeah.
like how they get after it defensively. I like how they scrap. I'm a fan of that. Even though their record was not great earlier in the season, they competed every game. So competition. That's what it is. So I'm a fan of their game. But I did not see them knocking off the likes of Cooper Flag and the OGs, and then bouncing
Right.
back the game after that and taking down Jafet Towns. The expectations go through. This is what the media does. From here, the expectations have to go through the roof, and we're gonna hype it up and say it right. Every show after this and every article is, oh, they are contenders. Yeah, that's what we're gonna say now. And of course, everyone's gonna come out and say, I knew it all along, or what have you. I didn't know it all along. I thought they'd be pretty good. These are two marquee wins that they've had here
Absolutely.
recently over the marquee players in our league. All they got to do is go meet Indy somewhere and take down Dylan Harper, and then I have to search through the schedule here to see if they're playing Cascadia. But these are the kind of wins that get a team motivated and show them
Hmm.
that they are a much better team. You know who I like in the Philadelphia Elite too. Before I let you get in there, I know I'm monopolizing time. They remind me of the Miami Heat season after season, where you're like, okay, they're not good enough to compete, but they go out there and they outwork teams, and before you know it, they have a winning record and
Right.
they're in the
They find ways to
championship.
win.
Yeah, and you're like, this is just their calling card. They're getting it done with hard play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm impressed. Not expecting where we are though.
100%. I am also right there with you. I'm impressed with how they're playing, especially with these last couple of games here, knocking off the teams led by Cooper Flag and Jafet Town. There's no easy task for any team. It hasn't been, especially in the OG's case for most of the season. And the trades, they had it going there for a little bit. Jafet was going crazy, and as a result, they were picking up some nice wins as well on their side. Unfortunately for them, they ran into a great defensive team, and that's the biggest difference that we saw in that game last night was defense. And if they do match up with India at some point down the road in Cascadia, and they take those two teams down, then we can really start to talk about them, being in that contender spot, in my opinion. If they can get those two wins, then I'll better put them in that spot. But for me, they're definitely on the rise, and they're in that conversation
Upper
Now they're not
echelon.
all the way in there yet for me,
Yeah.
but they're getting closer to being there. They gotta take out 2 more Hydra heads first.
So two more hydrates. So I want to point out a couple of stats before we finish up here.
Yep.
We talk about doing it by committee and having an identity. People just take words and don't understand that words have great meaning. When I say that, like their players fit into their roles perfectly. Let's just go through a couple things.
And that's what Coach Reese
AJ,
does.
yeah, I'm literally going to go from the top of the box score to the bottom. AJ Frost only played 8 minutes. AJ Frost had two of the most impactful plays of the game when he got in. He got in there and he got that. We saw it on the highlight package. He got the steal and the finish, and then he had a play in there in the first quarter that really kind of got the team sparked, or maybe it was the first half that got the team sparked off defensively when they were going. He stepped in and did his role. He may have only played 8 minutes, but he did what he needed to do. Nas Hall, 22 points. He struggled all season, but tonight in a big game, he showed up. Stevie J, only 9 minutes. But in that 9 minutes, he got a steal, 2 rebounds, 2 points. He defended. J.C. King had some major plays. He had some high impact, what do you call them, demoralizing energy plays. He had a monster dunk in that joint. 10 points, 5 rebounds. And then, a steal, a block, getting a couple other things done. Alex Matthews, I remember him having a couple of defensive plays in only 10 minutes. Jay Mills, we saw the great, now, I'm going to walk through them all. I'm going to do it. Jay Mills, we saw him have a great debut. Not so, not on a heater this game, but very notable. They had to defend him on the perimeter. 4 for 9 from the field. He finished with 8 points in 13 minutes. Orland Mock puts up some questionable shots. I would say he's earned his minutes with coach apparently defensively because he puts up some questionable shots. 7 points, but that's not what I care about. 4 boards, 5 assists, a steal.
That's what I care about.
And great pressure he put on the defense, and he was pressuring Japhet Towns up and down the court the entire game. Monte Parsons, 24 points, 24 minutes, 17 points. He did his work offensively. Only 1 turnover, and he went and took the challenge against Jason Crosser, went right into his body, went right through him, and got all of his points. And then last but not least, here's a stat line for your 31 minutes, 0 points, 11 boards, 4 assists, 3 blocks. Jermaine Owens knowing what his role is. I'm not out there to put my back to the basket and try and get points. He also had 0 shot attempts. You think he cares about that? What he did do is he was a key contributor in knocking off one of the better teams in SimWorld Prep, and he played his role, protect the rim, get on the glass. Everybody on this team is playing a role, well-constructed team by Coach Dries. The kids out there are playing their role, and it has them looking good. If you can't tell, I'm excited about this team, man. I love the way they play. I do.
No, I'm right there with you. And to put a pin in it here, the Elite are one of those teams where, again, if you have guys who fill in a role, starting now, that's gonna do you a lot of favors as you continue to progress in your career, because already that you have a role in a team, you're comfortable playing in that role. You're not going to get an ego about it and say, I want to be, a star player, or I want to, be a 48-minute a night kind of player and average 30 points and all that stuff. You know your role, and that's important.
A star player. What's a star player? Define what a star player is. Anyway, these kids on this team, they know what it is that they're good at, B-Ron. They know what their skill set is, and that's only going to make them greater, and it's allowing them to win. So
that's exactly what I'm saying. Well, look, let's keep it moving, though, man, because, there's a lot more to talk about, and Tyshawn McGrady and Cascadia, they certainly give us a lot to talk about as well. Me and Maestro were on the call for this one, and this was our second game in as many days. We had an overtime game. And this one was really, really good, man.
Hey, all the games in SimWorld Prep have been good here recently.
Yeah, River Mirror exploding to the rim there for Indy.
Sneaky bounce.
Insane. Hey, Cascadia here in the 4th, trying to get the lead here. And Tyshawn McGrady says, give me the midi. I got it.
Incredible.
They took a 1-point lead, and instead, we again went into overtime, all tied at 81. And there is Tyshawn McGrady again from the corner. That time was one of the buckets there in the OT period that put this one away and allowed Cascadia to win that one 97-90 in overtime.
Yeah, great game for all the teams involved. For both teams, for all the teams involved, all the players involved in both teams. But this
Yeah.
was really all Dylan Harper and Tyshawn McGrady. But that'd be wrong if I said that. Dylan Harper went crazy, 34 points. This is the first time we didn't see him benched in favor of, God knows what he played all the way through. But man, they just ran into a buzzsaw. Tyshawn McGrady coming back from off of injury, he went nuts. He went
Did.
nuts, 30 points. This is his
Absolutely.
highest output in SimWorld Prep. 4 for 8 from deep. But look, I'm gonna get my maestro in. But by the way, by the way, Kevon Jackson, the dunk god, he's getting back to normal. He got back to his regular ways. 20 points, 9 assists, 9 assists. Count them, 9
Man.
assists. Move that rock. Tyshawn McGrady had 7 assists, by the way. So their backcourt, that's 50 points. But that's not all the backcourt. Daniel Irvin finally getting it going in the last few games, 17 points, 4 assists. The bigs that everyone has to be so worried about when you play Cascadia, the big bodies of Jason Holbrook and Tyree Wells just leaning on you all game at 15, 16 years old, built like grown men who have been in prison for 5 years. They don't have to worry about that because the perimeter got busy in this one, and that's going to be tough to overcome. And they have an
also
identity
did his thing too, though.
What's that?
Tyree Wells also did his part. He had 15
He had
points
15.
and 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
Jason Holbrook had 9 rebounds.
Yeah. And not discrediting anything, but what I am saying is the perimeter went crazy, where you normally have to worry about the interior.
Agree. Yeah.
The perimeter just went bonkers in this one, and offense won out.
Yeah, they really did, and it was so fun to see Tyshawn McGrady back from injury and be a key factor in the win in overtime. So with all that being said, all
Hey,
right, they're
is that what you were
going
going to say?
No. I'm leading up to it. They're 8-1 now. They're coming off of a loss, their first loss of the season to Beast of the East. How important was this win for them, do you think, after that first loss of the season to Beast of the East? Because sometimes you can see a team go undefeated, and for so long they lose a game and then it all kind of falls apart. We didn't see that for Cascadia here. As they came to play, both these teams did, and they were up to the task of competing against Indy, and that was for me that's a big win. It's a big statement win in a different kind of sense, in a way.
Look, because we're on time constraints, and I definitely want to hear from Taz, and we got some other things going on. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, but I will pose this question. Cascadia has lost one. How many games this season, B-Ron?
Just one.
Yeah, I know the answer being rhetorical. Did Tyshawn McGrady play in that one?
He did.
He didn't.
Not. He did not.
So they're 8-0 with Tyshawn McGrady. I'm just saying. And then he explodes for 30 last night, going head to head with Dylan Harper. That's pretty interesting. I mean, hey, numbers have value, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, I'm not gonna argue with you there at all. Well, look, let's get into our guest joining us this morning, the newest member of the Queen City Kings, Taz Journey. Good morning, young man.
Hey, man, y'all better get it right.
We got it. Hey, you prepped us good. We'll look at. I'll let B-Ron talk. I'm looking at this highlight package on the screen right now. My young man, as my grandma would say. Wow.
We were so used to calling you Taz for so long that it was just ingrained in our brains. But look, when I get used to it, I got you. I'm not gonna have anything. I can promise you that.
Hey, just think about the Tasmanian devil.
Yes,
that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be like the Tasmanian devil.
I like
awesome.
that. I like that.
Well,
Yes,
look,
sir. Yes, sir.
I'll get in there first, B-Ron. I know you joined
go for
SimWorld Prep pretty late in the season. You came in. We've seen lots of footage of you in running and pickup games. Somebody's out there with the camera recording you more times than not. You've been real active with the media, very active out in the community, which we love. It does wonders for our world, and it does wonders for you. Getting your notoriety out there, getting your name out there, and building your name with Legacy Group and all that. But the question is for you. You came in late, and you kind of had to see if any availability would come up for you on a team. What was that wait like? And now that you are actually on Queen City Kings, what's the feeling and what's the environment around that squad?
You know, when I found out I was getting called up to go to Queen City, I was actually kind of surprised. I thought that I was going to have a little bit more time to prepare to get out on the court. But you know, the first person who reached out to me was Coach Skinny. So you know, shout out to him because he's been helping me out a lot. Even if I wasn't going to be on the team, he's been helping me out a lot with getting integrated and everything and figuring out things in SimWorld. So it's been great.
I love that. I love that. And you talked about Queen City and kind of how you were going out playing things, that kind of your thought process. So I want to know, where were you when you found out that you will be joining Queen City? If you can remember back to that moment.
You know, I've been going so many places lately. I don't remember where I was at. I might have been sitting at home. I might have been in Charlotte. I might have been in Myrtle Beach. I don't know where I was at when I found out. I just know I was shocked.
I definitely understand that. Definitely understand that. I'm gonna jump in here with another one real quick here, y'all, for you to get your second one. And I was looking into your background a little bit. Saw that you had a growth spurt, and that kind of led you to playing basketball. So tell us more about that, and how that kind of got you into playing basketball as a result of that growth spurt.
You know what's crazy? When I was a baby and I was growing up as a little kid, my grandmother and the doctors and everybody thought I was going to be a midget. That's a true story. They thought I was going to be a midget. And now that I'm 6'7", it's kind of crazy, because nobody thought I was going to be this big. And now I'm trying to, you know, use that to my advantage and change my family's life.
Oh, change your
Love
family's
that.
life. Well,
Love
let's go
that.
ahead and get to that. What are your aspirations? I think it's fair to say that you're assuming and hoping to get to the league. That's what all you kids are here, and the reason why y'all are in the the top prep league here in all of SimWorld. But at the end of the day, where are you trying to land? Is there a college that you're hoping to go to, a SWBA team that you're hoping to land with? And what do you think? What are you hoping, so that we can come back and bookmark this episode of SimWorld today and say that Taz Journey said on the show that this is what he wanted to accomplish and he did it.
I can't think that far ahead. I just know that right now, I'm just trying to be the best teammate I can be. Being on Queen City, yeah, everybody knows I'm a Queen City fan.
You're
But
not lying.
being on Queen City is a big deal, and I'm happy that I can be here to help turn the season around. My first game, I didn't do much. I'm still trying to get acclimated and everything, and I know that this is Marco Jacobs' team. I know this is his team. He's putting on, and I'm just trying to follow behind his leadership until I can get to where I need to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that, you brought up a great point there about this, being Marco Jacobs' team, and you kind of coming in and having only played the one game with Queen City. But all that being said, what do you think or what do you feel rather is your biggest asset to the team, and how can you use it to help them turn the season around? Because we know they've kind of struggled to begin the season and that kind of stuff, and it's still quote unquote early in the season, only what 9-10 games in. But how do you think you can impact the team going forward with whatever your biggest strength is?
I think that the problem on Queen City is we have a lot of shooters. We don't have a lot of size, so I think that my size will be a great asset to the team. Even though I'm not picking up, a lot of rebounds in the games, I think that my ability to get into the paint and slash and be that threat there can really help out because then we can spread out a little bit more. And that's really what I want to bring to Queen City, and hopefully bring some hardware when we get to the race to one.
Okay. Well, let me ask you another question here. I'm asking the future questions here. We've already heard that Duke and North Carolina have already shown interest in you, because you've been out there on the circuit and people have seen what you're capable of, and they're hearing your name and hearing you speak up and all of that. Are those mutual interest schools for you?
I'm interested in anywhere that wants to take me at that point, because it's not easy to get into college. Not gonna lie. So if I get a D1 offer, if I have one D1 offer, I'm taking it. If I have multiple D1 offers, I'm gonna weigh my options. But everybody knows that UNC and Duke are powerful and very popular basketball schools. So I think it'll
Absolutely.
take me a lot of hard work to get into one of those schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Are there
already
any
interested.
other
You keep
schools?
working, man.
Are there any other
Yep.
schools, say in the Carolina area, that you would consider going to, if not Duke or North Carolina?
I mean, I'm a Chanticleer down to the core, so I know that's not a D1. I know it's a D1 school, but I know it's not a popular college. But Conway, man, we got a college here. The football team's great. Let's go. We can
Fair
turn the
enough.
basketball program around too, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, look, Taz, we really appreciated you joining us this morning, taking some
For
time out
sure.
of your day. Anything else you got for him, y'all?
I don't, man. I appreciate you again. Like I said, your activity, you just kind of getting it in, being a good example of what a recruit does once they come into SimWorld Prep, registering to join us in the SimWorld Prep journey. And man, we wish you luck, great success. We wish you luck on with Queen City specifically. And I'm just excited to see what you're gonna do, man.
I appreciate it, guys. Hey, before I go, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of you guys. Watch every morning, and this is the number one show in SimWorld. Just saying.
Yes, sir. There it
Oh, let
is.
the beef
We
begin.
got the Taz
Yes,
Journey seal of approval.
yes.
The special gift might be coming your way sooner than expected.
Absolutely. You can
After
get
that,
that
right?
five timers hoodie is going to come your way a lot sooner. When do you want to be back on?
Yeah.
You're going to say things like that. We'll get you on weekly, Taz.
Hey, I'll come back on when I put some points up on that board and we got something to talk about.
Word. We're with
Hey,
it.
appreciate that. We love to hear. Well, thank you again for joining us. Have a good rest of your day, young man. Take care.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Taz Journey,
Taz
man.
Journey. Hey,
Pleasure.
we're expecting big things from him, and he's got some big shoes to fill, to be honest, over there, just simply by Queen City. They're expected to perform, and he's coming into a pretty tough situation there. So
He is.
we're going to learn a lot about him early on.
We sure will. We sure will. I hope you learn a lot about Taz this morning.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it for our show today. Today, though, thank you for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you very, very much. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notify bell so you can get that reminder for when all of our shows go live, all our games go live on the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. And remember, SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll see ya tomorrow.
This has been a presentation of SimWorld.